Hello. And seeing things the right way again. So, when we rise, we realize all the lies, the way we snip and fantasize about some other lies, kies, fries, chies. Kitty on pies to see that sort of thing as brand new. And if you tend to think about it like that, then it's going to be not the same, but almost like something else. So we can think of this in the three different ways. One would be the way in which something moves us, right? So in that we go left, right, right, left. Two, in the way something feels. So that could look like moving ahead with something. That can look like something in the left arm, something in the right leg, something in the heart, chest. And there'd be other ways that we can feel the differences. This is three. Ways that we can feel the differences in others, in their beliefs, or in something different, like how you see something moving forward in life, right? And so that's the way, just we'll take a note here. That's the way people once or twice would move forward in life. Right, so that's something that's very nice to recognize. Left to our own devices, we tend to make it less about us and more about how we build something. Okay, now when I say build something, we might notice, for example, that we tend to get challenged by hold on, I gotta stop here. This is too funny. And using the voice, yeah, and when there's like a woman on the line, and it's even more so because you see there's this pattern of being beholden to women. There's this pattern of not having enough and developing oneself in accordance with the expectations of others. Now, there's an availability here to see things differently if we have less tension in the body, and so there's more spaciousness in the shoulders. There's an okayness with the irregular breath, and ultimately, it's regardless of one's feelings or perspective about an issue, there's something to be said for entering into the truth of the moment. Now, as the truth of the moment arises, I can inevitably wait to see how it was that I could be lost at all. And what I mean by that is twofold. First, to the extent that one wishes to be dead, they will. In other words, you're dead if you want to be. You act like you did you're going to be dead. If you are dead, you're going to act like you're going to be dead. And the belief here aligns with the bodily orientation towards deadness in the first place. So one can see that it's a disposition as well as an action. Okay? Now, what I'm not saying here is that there's nothing to be done. It's just that the first step towards effective, or rather, I'll say, a prerequisite for effective posturing towards a problem, so to speak, is to absorb the problem into acceptance, to recognize the validity of the problem, or else I'm going to be partial in my attitudes toward the problem, and so my solutions will be partially effective because they are essentially incomplete. Having said that, if we go back to the last point, we might recognize seeing that there's nothing off about about seeing it this way. It's simply the case that as we see it this way, we lose power. That's one way of putting it. A more mechanistic view of that would be that we come with a partial perspective, we get a partial solution. So it's more of like a polygon. It's more of a undefined shape. It's more of an infinitely sided cube. And with that, I would say that, well, just like a geometry problem, okay? There's not just one solution, there's multiple, there's many. Goodbye.